Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Derick Dillard quits district attorney's office, makes bold move. Counting on alum, Derick Dillard is one of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's most successful in-laws. However, he also had the most unhealthy relationship with them. Jill and Derick stepped away from the IBLP's teachings after they tied the knot. Since then, the two began to expose some of Jim Bob's wrongdoings, and many people believed Derick due to his career in the law firm. But many were surprised when Derick made a bold move about his job. Keep reading to see the discussion. Counting on Derick Dillard and Jill Duggar's accusations against Jim Bob. Jill and Derick have caught a lot of attention after making shocking claims during the show. Jill revealed that she wasn't paid for the show and that her father lied about the family's income. Jill and Derick have implied that Jim Bob could get in trouble with the IRS soon. Jim Bob remains silent about the allegations, but sources claim that it's one of the main reasons why the Counting on Alum's relationship with Jill and Derick never improved. But Jill previously revealed that they've been trying their best to hang out whenever they have the time. Derick's bold move leaves district attorney's office. Some Counting on fans on social media discussed the recent LinkedIn updates of Derick Dillard. According to the poster, Derick is no longer an assistant district attorney. It states that he quit his job earlier this year. Instead, Derick now works as an attorney at law, seemingly running his own office. Many were impressed by Derick's move, saying that his previous job was indeed a stepping stone to where he is today. Where I'm from, being an ADA is a stepping stone. It's terrible pay. There are no union protections, but it's something to put on your resume. Most don't stay ADAs for long. You get the knowledge you need and move along. This is the case in most areas. My aunt is an ADA in a major city. She makes less than I did as a full-time retail associate. It's terrible pay, soul-draining work. She has kept it because she has some flexibility in her schedule, and the insurance is great. This is a very normal progression for an attorney, especially those outside of larger cities. Source: and lawyer. He never intended to stay at the prosecutor's office. It's a pretty terrible job with even more terrible pay. Judging from the fact that Jill has a book deal, my bet is entertainment law. The Duggalos and Duggalettes still want to be public figures and get paid for it. Derick seems smart enough to look around and see there's a niche that needs filled. Counting on. How are Jill and Derick Dillard today? Jill Duggar Dillard has been documenting her healing journey over the past few months. The Counting on alum suffered a miscarriage last year. Members of the Duggar family attended the funeral of her stillborn daughter, Isla Marie. Jill and Derick also spent Christmas at the Duggar family compound last year. A photo of Jim Bob talking to the married couple surfaced online, but Derick and Jill clarified that their conversation doesn't mean anything. In a move that shocked courthouse halls and delighted fans across the country, Derick Dillard, former reality TV star turned attorney, has officially resigned from his position at the Washington County District Attorney's Office. The announcement came not from a press release or legal blog, but via a heartfelt, slightly cryptic Instagram post featuring a sunrise over the Ozark Mountains and a single-word caption, "Freedom." But what followed that poetic image has sparked a wildfire of speculation, excitement, and admiration. Derick isn't just walking away from law. He's leaping headfirst into a bold new chapter that no one saw coming. Trading courtrooms for calling. For years, Derick Dillard has worn many hats. Fans first met him as the earnest, soft-spoken fiancé of Jill Duggar on 19 Kids and Counting. He later became a missionary, a family man, and then, perhaps most surprisingly, an attorney. But the pressures of public service, the politics of prosecution, and a growing desire to live authentically have seemingly led Derick to make the most dramatic pivot of his life. "I spent the last few years trying to serve justice," Derick said in a candid video shared to YouTube, "but it's time to start telling the truth in a different way." That's right. Derick Dillard is writing a book. And not just any book. A tell-all memoir that insiders are already calling Obedient No More: My Fight for Faith, Family, and Freedom. The title alone has the internet buzzing with anticipation, as fans and critics alike wonder just how deep he plans to dig. From legal briefs to literary bombshells. Sources close to Derick say he's been quietly journaling for over 2 years, collecting thoughts, memories, and private moments that never made it to TV screens or court records. What began as therapy on paper has now grown into a full-fledged mission to peel back the layers of Duggar family fame, faith-based expectations, and the toll it all took on his marriage, identity, and career. He's not out to hurt people, says one publishing insider with ties to the project. But he is committed to telling the truth, his truth. And from what I've seen, it's raw, it's honest, and it's going to ruffle some feathers. If that sounds familiar, it's because his wife Jill already walked that tightrope in her own best-selling memoir, Counting the Cost. Derick was a key part of that story, standing beside her as she distanced herself from the grip of patriarch Jim Bob Duggar. But now, it's Derick's turn to step out of the supporting role and take center stage. A new voice in a familiar storm. Derick's decision to leave the DA's office wasn't easy, but it was brewing long before the announcement. In interviews, he's hinted at inner conflict between faith and law, between duty and conscience. Some former colleagues describe him as passionate and principled, but weary. Others say he often struggled with prosecuting certain cases that clashed with his evolving views on justice, compassion, and personal freedom. Now, he hopes his voice can make a different kind of impact. He's not just walking away from a career, said a friend close to the family. He's stepping into his calling. He wants to help people who feel trapped, whether by religion, systems, or even their own fears. And it's not just the memoir. Derick is also launching a podcast titled Liberty and Dillard, where he plans to speak with reformers, ex-evangelicals, legal minds, and anyone seeking to break free from rigid molds. The first episode teaser includes a direct-to-camera shot of Derick saying, "Let's talk about what happens after obedience, and what it really means to think for yourself." Support from Jill, and a family divided. Unsurprisingly, Jill has been Derick's biggest cheerleader. In an emotional Instagram story, she wrote, "Proud doesn't begin to cover it. Watching Derick find his voice has been the most beautiful thing. He's walked with integrity every step." But not everyone is cheering. According to sources within the Duggar circle, some family members see Derick's latest move as unnecessary and provocative, especially if his upcoming book dives into sensitive territory. "He knows the risk," said one publishing source. "But he's not doing this to stir drama. He's doing it to help others, and to finally say the things he's kept quiet for too long." Even so, fans know how public truth-telling can turn private rifts into full-blown feuds. Derick, however, seems ready. In a recent tweet, he wrote, "Truth has a cost, but silence has a price too." The road ahead. With his legal briefcase tucked away and a laptop full of stories waiting to be told, Derick Dillard's future looks both uncertain and electrifying. He's not just pivoting careers, he's reinventing himself in a way that defies the expectations placed on him from childhood to courtroom. His book is slated for a fall release, and pre-orders are already skyrocketing. Fans are eager to hear what he has to say, not just about the Duggars, but about faith, justice, and what it means to truly find freedom outside of the systems that once defined you. "I'm not perfect," Derick says in the trailer for his podcast, "but I'm free." And I think a lot of people are ready to hear from someone who's walked both sides of the line. With that, Derick Dillard isn't just leaving the DA's office. He's entering the arena with nothing to lose, everything to say, and a truth he's finally ready to tell. And somehow, in a world where people often pretend to be perfect, Derick's bold leap into the unknown feels like the most honest move of all.